Hey, hello everyone.
Guys, Derpy Redneck here. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. You want to do the re-recording?
Yeah, why not? Let's get this shit going on the road.
All right, guys. West Shrimp Pool Boy Savage.
And the Derpy Redneck coming right at you,
Some bitches. Thought we weren't gonna swear in this one. Oh crap! You're right. Well, too late. You already swore one time. Watch it next time, please. We gotta keep this a little not professional, but let's not be extreme potty mouths like we normally are. Because we want this to be a little more presentable. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Derpy Redneck and myself are going to talk about. This is a response to the 3 food items video set to avoid by Dr. Stephen Gundry. And so yeah, Derpy Redneck came back from his home universe just for a little while in order to help me with some things and do this. And this is our response to Dr. Stephen Gundry's 3 foods people should avoid video set. It's to try to improve upon the original July 13th upload for this channel. We refute some things about them while in a nutshell justify his points and how to remedy some of them through well-established means the best we can. And then try to promote this knowledge. I will comment about food 1. Derpy Redneck will talk about item number 2, and we both will tag team the food item number 3. Here I go. I'll talk about goji berries. Based on a document I found that was about a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical study of the general effects of a standardized goji berry juice that went on for 14 to 15 days back in 2008, it showed significant differences in performance versus the placebo group. Changes were noticed, such as increased ratings of energy levels, athletic performance, quality of sleep, being easier to wake up, the ability to focus on activities, mental acuity, calmness, feelings of health, contentment, happiness, significantly reduced fatigue and stress, as well as improved regularity of the intestinal system, intestinal function, or digestion, gastrointestinal function. Also look at the nutrients in a goji berry as well. This tells me that you might be able to find a way to remedy the lectins that Dr. Stephen Gundry actually reasoned his putting this on his list of 3 foods to avoid. So please let me explain. Probiotics or lactic acid fermentation are a good way to promote the breakdown of lectins as a whole. This has actual evidence in it, as I will link in the description below about beans and different other things. This can be applied here too. Although I think in this case it would be a lot more easier. You don't have as much to work against, such as as much to do like phytates and stuff, and beans as well, and some depending on what kind, phytoestrogens and other things. It's just the lectin factor in this one, so it should be easier, somewhat easier. It should be fermented with high vitamin K2 producing strains of Leuconostoc lactis probiotic, Lactobacillus fermentum best strain of that bacteria species, and some high vitamin B12 producing strains of probiotic germs, good bugs. Then alkalize the fermented substance with a certain degree of a 50-50 ratio mix of potassium bicarbonate and baking soda. The difference, baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. The other is potassium bicarbonate. That's the difference. Baking soda is sodium. Potassium bicarbonate is just potassium bicarbonate. The remaining pulp should be done, from juicing should be done the same thing. Then make a thorough extraction and dehydrate these, for example, a critical CO2 extract, steam and ethanol extracts, and dehydrate these and dry out the fermented goji juice into a concentrated powder. This would get rid of a lot of the lectin problem in large amounts of fructose in the said berries concentrate on the side. But not to worry, bicarbonate salts are made all the time by your kidneys as part of the bicarbonate buffer system, which is one of the final mineral pathways for your body before it excretes what's no longer usable for it. And it's to neutralize the pH, the acidity of your urinary waste and your body as a whole. It's one of the many functions of pH balancing your body does all the time. Alright, Derpy, your turn.
Alright, guys, folks, wheatgrass, what can we say about it? He's just simply right. You can't digest wheatgrass or barley grass or oatgrass or even ryegrass. And just to add to just to give other examples of the same point, unless you got the specific bacteria and enzymes used to metabolize and destroy anti-nutrients and break down the fibers and stuff to allow an animal to assimilate the stuff in them. Ruminants, birds consumed for poultry, termites, and heck, with proper gut bugs as a supplement, pigs could do this very well. To add to their gut bug flora, could do this well enough. So instead of wasting our money on drinking an expensive 1 ounce shot of grass juice from somewhere like Jamba Juice, for instance, that probably doesn't taste good, use these said sources to feed these things to livestock and make grass-fed beef much cheaper, as well as change the said beef into grass, chia, and hemp-fed beef, or just grass and hemp-fed beef, if you want. That give you a little extra option to reduce the amount of grass reliance, but still keep omega-3s up and healthful nutrients without relying on a single bit of grain and improving the taste even further. So, make this useful to produce pastured poultry and pastured pork and pastured eggs. Or even better, grow these grasses, mix them with alfalfa and a small amount of red clover, and make fermented foliage pellets by fermenting them with cultured strains of these cellulase and fiber and cell wall breaking bacteria that make these enzymes and act on it, then ferment them this stuff again with various probiotics and protease enzymes like what comes out of pineapple stems. So you can do that, and then turn them into pellets. That'll be an adjunct feed, and mix it with hemp seed powder, cold, like ice chilled, press pelletize them in a icy chilled pellet machine. Its insides are turned down real cold. There you go. If you want chlorophyll, take fermented chlorella like Dr. McCullough sells, supplements from based from non-toxic strains of AFA sold by E3 Live, or take something called Bio Superfood, because at least they have a host of nutrients in the antioxidant astaxanthin, which, is pretty good too. That kind of adds to the decent antioxidants that he focuses on, the polyphenols, in his diet. Alright, Wes, let's tag team these together. Alright, let's do this. Dr. Gundry is right about the goitrogenic properties of soybeans, but he also would be right if he mentioned estrogenic or phytoestrogen properties of various anti-nutrients such as phytates, other lectins, and the like. But they can be remedied to an extent. Not as completely as goji berries can be. Not nearly as well. Unless certain circumstances. And let's go to that, Derpy. Well,
similar type of a two-step process, but fermenting the beans with lactofermentation for 12 hours, and then treating them again after rinsing them and soaking them again in a water solution that's got the certain amount of the 50-50 potassium bicarbonate baking soda mix for another 12 hours. That can be done here. This would help. For example, this would drastically improve black soybeans before using them to make the soy decoction juice. Has been used by Chinese for thousands of years to process their TCM herbs and make them more useful. And there's actual evidence to this about the whole shou to reduce toxicity when processed, and also creating antioxidant promoting substance. This actually is there, like the Maillard reaction for one thing. That's been shown. This won't get fully rid of the problems until cook like the said decoction juice example.
since it would involve these two pre-treatments and then cooking. Now, maybe unless you made the fermented products as final food products. Wes, if you please. Alright, yes. Fermented soy products that we would need the confirmation and do this through scientific experimentation and chemical analysis. But doing these to soybeans as pre-treatments before using them for the black soybean decoction, or these fermented soy products such as Tempeh, Miso, Natto, or one of several kinds of fermented tofu. This would largely reduce the chunk of these problems, I would hypothesize here, but I would still be careful just to be safe. Pair them with sea vegetables, take fermented chlorella and stuff like that to provide iodine and other nutrients that could counterbalance these possibilities, like the goitrogenic and stuff like that, properties that might still be there to some extent and such. Take something like fish oils, curcuminoid doped flax, or chia or hemp seed oil as for another idea for omega-3 and anti-inflammations as a form of something. And eat seafood with them. This is just to keep omega-3 levels of L types higher. Improving the soybeans themselves with the two-step 24-hour pre-treatment method before being made into what have we already listed: the fermented products, the black soy decoction juice, or for example, other examples such as soy lecithin, soy proteins, soy milk, regular tofu, fake meats, and any other soy products for food industries. It would be ideal if we are to continue doing this as a practice. But like we both said, they still might be there. It could still be a possibility. So please be careful to consume these. Minus the decoction juice, obviously, because of its use. But yeah. So we've told you how to fully remedy the lectin factor of goji berries based on our own research. The best uses for wheatgrass and the other grasses that Derpy mentioned, just to expand on the same point. Then how to somewhat remedy the problems in soy, and largely remedy them only if you're making the said items I'll list one last time. With the fermented products, a strategy of how to be careful with these and still get nutrients from it and use them as a food. The list of items I will say one here again: black soy decoction juice, meant for processing TCM herbs, tempeh, miso, natto, or any of the several variants of fermented tofu. Now, I also admit that I'm not a doctor, nor do I claim to be a healthcare pro. Shit, I don't either. Well, actually I can, because in my home universe I was actually licensed as a medical herbalist and studied nutrition for a long time. And for Christ's sakes, you know how old I am? Yeah, we know. But I still look like you. I know, that's pretty interesting. Age-wise, I still look like you. Actually, a little younger. Like, yeah, you do. But anyways, let's continue. I never deny his expertise in cardiology and nutritional studies. That's a damn given, I assure you. By the way, we're only communicators of information or knowledge. What you do with this is between you and your healthcare professional. Bottom line. I will never deny his expertise in these fields because I'm not a narcissistic, egotistical dirtbag. I also admit that Dr. Stephen Gundry's lectin-reducing, polyphenol-boosting clinical study shown to the American Heart Association in 2013 had those people stunned. He had proven them wrong about many things they thought we were right about. He's right about his reasonings to these three food items, and Chris Kresser on the Joe Rogan podcast explained the term leaky gut, what it actually means, and explains it accurately with great detail. These I will not deny, and I will always try to give credit where it's due, in spite of some veganic YouTubers trying to straw argue him and blatantly lie about his points just to make videos. And he's still proving it. Yeah, we can't talk about that. Shh. People could want to jump us.
But he's still proving his evidence, and he's right about his biggest claims against lectins, evidence in support of polyphenols, and wants to promote his information about using diet to prevent need for surgery. He openly says it in his videos. And he seems to actually care about the people, and probably maybe even follows the modern secular Hippocratic oath that we all should stand up for. These things are indeed true and have evidence. Nobody's perfect. We get things wrong sometimes, even when our reasonings have actual empirical grounds to them and justify cause. But we all have to learn from each other and progress forward as the human race. Now, we hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Derpy Redneck signing out too. Guys, I gotta get back to my business. See you around. We'll see you around, guys. Take care.